So, ladies and gentlemen, Man United are moving mad. After finishing 15th or 16th, whatever they finished, they are actually moving very mad. They're moving violently. They're moving in a very dangerous manner. Welcome back to Ms. TV Total Football, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 second because my thumbnail maker has just messaged me in regards to the thumbnail for this video. And I want to say excellent. Mbuemo, that's the latest bomber that has dropped from David Ornstein, Orny, who generally makes Chelsea fans nice and horny. In this case, has made Man United fans very, very horny. Man United have already got the acquisition of Matthias Cunha. Very, very good player. No two ways about that. Inside forward will add goals, will add assists, will add a lot of shithousery, will add attitude, will add lots of stuff that Man United is missing right now. On top of that, now they want to add Bryan Mbuemo, who has been one of the best players in the Premier League this season. And in fact, for the past few seasons, he's been so underrated. Brentford's talisman. Another workhorse. It's probably even more of a workhorse than Matthias Cunha. Matthias Cunha, top player. Bryan Mbuemo, probably even better player. Another player that will add goals, that will add assists, that will add a hell of a lot of hard-working ethics. These two could potentially be the 210s, the half spaces. And then you got a striker, and we've got some striker news for Man United fans. You need to be very, very happy so far. You need to be very, very excited for the upcoming season off the back of abysmal situation that has taken place last season that has finished. And in fact, for several seasons previously, it hasn't looked very good for Man United, but now it looks like Man United under Ruben Amorim, under Ineos, the structure that they've created with what's that brother's name? Forgot his name. Barada, I think that's his name. Yeah, the sporting director. Man United, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be somewhat back. Obviously, they've got a long way to go, but to add these type of quality, and this is what I've been saying, to Chelsea fans, people that are watching the other side of the coin. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You're going to get all your Chelsea news over there. I've been saying that don't for a second think that other teams are just going to sit back and relax. Every Premier League team out there is looking to upgrade in a serious manner. And Man United, look, from being 15, 16 and still having this level of power in the transfer market, this level of pull, that just shows the heritage of that football club. I know they've been in the mud. They're still in the mud. But when you get these type of acquisitions, and Bryan Mbuemo can potentially play in the wings as well, like as a wing back, because he's very good when it comes to hardworking ethics. He's a workaholic. You can even play Ahmad in the inside forwards and play Bryan Mbuemo on the very far right hand side. This, ladies and gentlemen, honestly is top business from Man United. Let's have a look at some of the news. David Ornstein, literally about a couple of hours ago, exclusive. Bryan Mbuemo decides he wants to join Man United. Like, players are going out there and saying, we want to join Man United. Matthias Cunha did the same thing, and he is now a Man United player. Bryan Mbuemo is doing the same thing as well. They're still very much intrigued and excited about Man United. Man United are expected to open talks with Brentford in the bid to sign 25-year-old forward this summer, likes of Aston Villa. Sorry, that's not Aston Villa. That's Arsenal, Newcastle, Tottenham, all interested, but Cameroon international favours Old Trafford if deal agreed. So I think Newcastle were the other very strong favourite for Mbuemo, but Mbuemo has said, I want to join Man United. So Newcastle need to start looking at other targets, potentially Noni Madueke. this is some serious level of business from Man United. If that does go through, which I think it will, when a player says he wants to join Man United, that's 70% of the trick done. When a player decides he wants to join, the rest, now the club needs to come together. And look, it's not going to be a situation where Brentford is going to stop this move. He's given Brentford all his time. Mbuemo, he's given them everything. Goals, assists, the work rate off the ball. He's given Brentford everything, and it's time for him to move on, and it's time for Brentford to cash in. I don't know exactly how many years left in his contract for the right now at Brentford, but if Man United can do this deal roughly around 55, 60 million, wow. And this is why sometimes I get annoyed. You know, you see us going for Jamie Gittins, and I get it, two different types of players. One is absolutely hugging the touchline, Jamie Gittins, and one Mbuemo's, he doesn't mind being wide, but he does like to come into the central areas. But overall, what's a better purchase? What's a better purchase? This guy's Premier League proven. Absolute powerhouse of a player, Bryan Mbuemo. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Mbuemo. Man United, they are going to add a striker. So they've already added Cunha. They're on the verge, well, they're on the way to adding Mbuemo. And check this out. Understand Inter have made contact with Rasmus Højlund's camp in the recent days as talks started for the Danish striker. As exclusively revealed 2 days ago, Højlund is one of the main options on Inter shortlist with Palmers, Bonney, and more. So they're looking to part ways with players that just don't seem to cut it. And Rasmus Højlund is one of them. Højlund is just disgustingly bad player. Bad player. Just doesn't fit Premier League. If he can find an opportunity to go back to Serie A, where he was shining, then do so. If Inter Milan is there to get this player, Rasmus Højlund, go back and become the striker that you can be at Serie A. For some reason, at Serie A, strikers turn out to be monsters. When they come to the Premier League, they're not the same players anymore. Man United, once again, I have to say, this is great business. If they're able to get rid of Højlund, and then I think they're going to be in for Gyökeres. Because Gyökeres looks like initially there was talks about him to Arsenal. That's died down. Sesko seems to be the Arsenal guy. We're not going for Gyökeres. Liverpool, I'm not really sure whether they're going for Gyökeres or not. If Man United get Cunha, Mbuemo, and Gyökeres, I think that's decent. The fact that they're looking to get rid of Rasmus Højlund, that in itself is great business. And then they'll look to bolster. Man United, ladies and gentlemen, moving mad, moving really, really mad, and doing some serious level of business. Let me know your thoughts. I think if they have a stellar window, then the rest comes down to working hard, working extremely hard to get themselves back up the table and, compete for one of the top European spots. Let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take it. See ya. Bye.